the truth is we are kind of, working in an industry that is not really meant for small businesses or Kenyan businesses, right? Like the truth is like coffee is a very colonial product. There's a lot of rules and regulations around like who gets to sell it, who gets to buy it, etc. So there's that, like how to source coffee is its own challenge. But also I think even when we are, as we get to grow the subscription system, as we get to kind of grow the market, the challenge is to create a market that didn't really exist, and to create incentive for people to spend money, considerable amount of money or more money than they usually would on coffee.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Her Leadership series, where we spotlight the remarkable women who are shaping the futures across industries. From business and finance to economics and beyond, we celebrate the inspiring journeys, their groundbreaking achievements, and the contribution to the innovation and change they are making in their different fields. In this episode, we are honored and thrilled to feature a phenomenal woman in the coffee industry as she shares her inspiring journey to success, the challenges she has overcome, and the insights she has gained along the way. Welcome, Wanjiru. It's an honor to have you with us.
Thank you so much. I'm happy that you're here at the cafe.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful space. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. I can give a short intro. So my name is Wanjiru. I'm the founder of Lab Nairobi. We are specialty coffee roasters, and truly what we're doing is transforming the coffee value chain and really reshaping how Kenyans think and associate with specialty coffee.
That's fantastic. And what inspired you to enter the coffee industry and found Coffee Lab?
It started as a weekend hobby, and I can go into it. Yes, it's a weekend hobby that transitioned into a business. And so what happened was I went for a coffee farm visit tour in Kiambu, and they took us through the process of processing coffee from cherry to coffee as you know it. And a lot of people don't know this, but coffee is actually from a fruit. And so they took us through the whole process, but the process that intrigued me was the roasting part. So, you put green beans in a roaster, and what you get out is the roasted coffee. But if you change one small thing, like the heat at a certain time, the roasting time, that would modulate completely the flavor out profile of what you get out. And I was amazed by that. And I ended up going every weekend, and I used to pay 1,000 bob to use their roaster. And really that's how I learned how to roast. But and so it became this like kind of obsessive weekend project hobby. But in the end I had all this roasted coffee, and I had to figure out how to get people. I realized I could sell it, and I had to figure out how to get people to know about it and sell it. And buy it. And then I had access to a roaster, and so I was like, where can I get green coffee from? And so I started to research, like, where are these farms, where are the coffee farms, who is producing coffee? And it just became this rabbit hole where I realized there's so much around Kenyan coffee that I didn't know, that my fellow Kenyans didn't know about, that there's producers who are winning awards globally, who are doing very experimental and innovative things around coffee. But I don't think that it was being appreciated locally. And so I actually invested, at some point I took the plunge and invested in a roaster.
Oh, wow.
And then the rest is like, it's really just became this obsessive thing. And so I didn't say this part, but I still had a full-time job.
Oh, okay.
I was working in tech. And at some point in April last year, I quit the full-time job, and now I'm now full-time in coffee.
That's fantastic. Yeah. That's so inspiring. Quite a bold step to take as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really nice. And can you share what exactly you do at Coffee Lab and how your work is transforming the coffee value chain in Kenya?
So I think to talk about what we're doing, it would be nice to explain the value chain as it is right now. And so if you think about the value chain like a pyramid, there's once coffee is harvested, it is washed, it's pulped and washed, it's put on drying beds. There's a lot of labor that goes into drying coffee. It dries for more than like 6-8 weeks. And then from there there's like the logistics and transport, there's the packaging, and then there's the warehousing, and then you start to go higher on the pyramid, and then really that's where the value accrues, which is in the roasting, the packaging, the marketing. When it comes to a cafe like this, like that's really where the profits are enjoyed. But the unfortunate part is those profits are not actually shared in the country of origin where it's produced, because like more than 99% of coffee is exported green.
Wow.
So it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And so that's really what we're thinking about in terms of value chain, is like who best to roast Kenyan coffee, but like, you know, Kenyans themselves. And really like, so we're roasting it locally, we're telling the story locally, we are, you know, and marketing it locally. So that's one part. And then the second part around what we do is actually the sourcing. So how do we get coffee, from who are we getting coffee? And we believe in like direct relationship based kind of business, yeah. And so I think really the notion behind this is that if a producer has autonomy over who they sell their coffee to and at what price, we can really start to think about coffee as this commodity for real wealth creation, which the truth is majority of coffee is sold at the auction. There's a lot of people in that type of transactions, a lot of people in the middle. There's the marketer, there's the exporter, etc. And in that case, when it's in the auction, there's really no say that the producer has over who is buying their coffee. Sometimes they don't even know who bought the coffee, who the end consumer is.
Right.
And also they don't have a say on the price. Yeah. And so there's those two parts. So like there's a value chain, and then there's a how we actually buy coffee.
Right.
So that's what we're doing at Coffee Lab. And then at the same time, so we have all this specialty coffee. We're working with this amazing cooperative. So I'll say this, that in Kenya, more than 80% of coffee is grown by smallholder farmers. So that's farmers who are growing coffee over 1 acre. And so the thing is that they aggregate to form a cooperative, and they come together to form a cooperative. They have more, you know, saying power and like selling power when they come together. But there are these cooperatives that are doing amazing work. They're doing experimental work around coffee. They are adding the same yeast that's found in wine to the fruits in coffee, and you know, like fermenting the coffee and like getting very amazing flavors from that. But that involves innovation, involves investment. It also involves like believing that you can get something more from your coffee. And so finally, we're working with all these amazing cooperatives and producers. And so we also think about how do we get Kenyans to get excited around the coffee that's being grown here. So like, how do we, you know, what language do we use? How do I educate you? How do I get you enthusiastic about coffee? And the whole idea is that if you are a more informed consumer, then you'll ask for better coffee, and that really benefits everyone in the value chain. Right. So yeah, we hold for example, in this space, we hold immersive coffee cuppings. We'll show you how to brew coffee at home, show you how to pair coffee with, you know, like what exciting recipes can you make with coffee, etc. And basically just kind of just change the association with Kenyans and their coffee.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I actually didn't know that the statistics behind just how much coffee is exported.
Yes,
I think it's fantastic that you guys are looking into, you know, making this exciting to Kenyans and educating them on what exactly is happening in our own country.
Exactly.
So yeah.